Allow me to introduce myself. Who knows what dastardly crime he might perpetrate next?
He's a very clever arch criminal who must be put away. Another innocent victim of this homicidal maniac.
Good morning, everyone. It's Wednesday today. I officially started my emergency medicine rotation, I guess Monday for orientation, and yesterday was my first shift. And today is just lecture day, so I'm just going to be at the hospital for a couple hours. Emergency medicine is awesome. I have so many days off. The way the clerkship works at my hospital is, or my med school, is you work 10 shifts in 1 month. And then you have lectures every Wednesday. I think it came out to about like 3 to 4 shifts per week. I front loaded a lot of my shifts, meaning I schedule a lot of my shifts like towards the beginning of the rotation for 2 reasons. Number one, I wanted to get used to everything and really just like learn the flow of the emergency department. So I wanted to just go to work like kind of many days in a row so that I can do that, like really get adjusted and learn. Reason number 2 is we do have a shelf exam at the end of the clerkship, so I wanted enough time to study for it towards the end. So I think last week of the clerkship I'm really only working I'm working like that Monday, and then I have like rest of the week off, so I'll have plenty of time to study for my exam towards the end. So pretty happy with the scheduling. I think this is really like the essence of emergency medicine. Like you just have a ton of flexibility in terms of how you want to do your scheduling. For example, my shift yesterday started at 11 a.m. and then it was an 8-hour shift, so I went until 7 p.m. and like everything was like so fast paced and just like stuff happening all the time, so that 8 hours went by super fast. Anyway, drinking my coffee, getting ready for a lecture. I have to actually leave like now, so I will see you guys later. So I just got out of class. Now I'm gonna head over to maybe a cafe and get something cold to drink. It's actually pretty nice out today. It's like getting hot, so I'm gonna get some iced beverage, and then I'm gonna meet up with my boyfriend and then maybe get something to eat. Doing something so cute and now you're not doing it anymore. Go do it. Come. Come. Fine. Hey guys, so I am back from school. I wanted to talk a little bit about what resources I used to study and what it was like to study while being in a really intense rotation like internal medicine. So we'll start with resources. I guess my number 1 resource was UWorld, which is like online subscription-based question. So you buy like, I think a year's worth of subscription to UWorld, and there are all these questions. And they have it by rotation. So for internal medicine, I think there are 1,300 questions. I did pretty much all the questions on UWorld, and that's sort of how I mainly studied for the shelf exam. I would do all the questions kind of quickly the first time through, and then I try to go through all the wrong questions, and I try to pay a little more attention the second time around with the wrong questions. In terms of books, I use Step Up to Medicine as like my main resource book, like a textbook, even though it's more like a review book, not necessarily a textbook. But it's not something that I read from front to back, cover to cover. I don't really study that way. Like when I have books like these, I usually use it to look up certain topics. So if I'm doing questions and I get something wrong and I want to read a little bit more about it, then I'll go to something like Step Up to Medicine and then read about that there. Some of the other resources I use were surprisingly first day for USMLE Step 1, very relevant stuff for IM. I thought there was a ton of stuff that I kept on going back and looking up from first aid. And I used 2 of the sketchy books that I've made. I talked about this before. Basically, I took the pictures from Sketchy Micro and then had my notes on top, and I made a little booklet out of it. So I have one for Micro and I have one for Sketchy Farm. I would say I used the Micro one probably a little more for this exam, just because there's a lot of Micro in IM. And then aside from that, I think if you go to nbme.org, which I think is an organization that sort of prepares you for the shelf exams, you can purchase practice exams for $20. So there's 4 practice exams available. I bought all 4 and I did them towards the end of like pretty much the last week of my shelf week studying. I did 1 exam per day, so I got through all the exams. And then I went through some of my wrong questions with my friend Dania. You guys saw from maybe a couple of videos ago, like we were talking about certain questions that we got wrong. So that's how I prepare for IM shelf exam. So we'll go in order. I did psychiatry first. I did pediatrics, OBGYN, family medicine, surgery, and medicine. And now I'm doing emergency medicine. Out of all those things, I probably struggled the most with internal medicine for several reasons. I think the number of hours that you're at the hospital, that's hard. You work also every weekend, so you work 6 days a week. And when it comes to studying for the exam, it's like you study for medicine is like pretty much everything. So there's like a vast amount of things that you have to know for the exam. So I think it pretty much felt like I was studying for Step 1, but like a little more management of like how to take care of patients. So I think that's what made it the hardest. So, by the way, I've been featuring some med school bloggers on my blog at TheStriveToFit.com/blog, as well as my Instagram, which is TheStriveToFit. And you can check out some of my other pictures there, meet some of other medical students, and read about their perspectives on how medical school is like for them, and much more on TheStriveToFit.com. So make sure to check it out and follow me on my Instagram at TheStriveToFit. My mom was here over the weekend so we can go apartment hunting. We actually didn't find the apartment that I wanted, that we really, really liked, so we didn't sign anything. So I'm still in this, I'm still searching for my new apartment. But it's been really interesting apartment hunting in the city. I have to say there's a ton of like weird buildings out there. So I saw a building where most of the apartments didn't have toilets inside the apartment, but they had toilets in the hallway that you like share them. And the unit that I looked at actually did have a toilet inside the apartment, and they were like, this is like a really nice apartment because it actually has a toilet inside the apartment, but it had a shower stall like in the kitchen. So basically just like not even like a shower capsule thing that's like enclosed. It was like a straight up shower stall that you use with the curtain. And it was just like out in the open in the kitchen. So just imagine having like guests over. If you ever need to take a shower, like you would just be like out there naked. Oh, and I wanted to ask you guys, I'm planning on going to Amsterdam for a few days in the next month or so, and I wanted to know if you guys had any recommendations on where to go, where to visit, what to do, what to eat, that type of stuff. So if you guys are from Amsterdam or have any knowledge of Amsterdam, definitely leave me some recommendations below in the comment box. So with that, I'm gonna close the vlog. thank you guys so much for watching. I'm super excited to be starting emergency medicine and can't wait to share all the cool stories with you guys. We'll definitely be keeping you guys in the loop of what I get to do in the ED. So thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next vlog. Bye bye.